The ChargeCard is not a scam. Wait, is it this ChargeCard? Oh great, now I'm confused. All I know is one is real and one is fake. Hey everyone, how are you all doing? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Krazy Ken, and we did it! We successfully cleared out every Scambuster tip that you all submitted to my box! Oh, wait a minute. There's still one in here. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, how long has this been in there? November 2021? Oh, son of a biscuit! Back in 2021, a viewer sent me a TikTok about a ChargeCard, which charged this guy's phone in 10 seconds. And in 2023, a different viewer sent me another video about the same card doing almost the same thing. Seems too good to be true, right? But in this day and age of internet scams and fake viral videos everywhere, people are bound to be fooled by this trick, or at least question the legitimacy of such a product. Man, you are dusty. Ugh. And to make it even more complicated, there's two products that share the same name, but one is real and one is fake. And while I love debunking scams, I also like protecting products that aren't scams. So let's break it down. In the first video, it starts with the presenter claiming this card can charge your phone in 10 seconds. Then he places the card on his iPhone screen, and it shows a progress bar draining from the card while the iPhone battery indicator fills up quickly. And boom! 100% charge in 10 seconds.
Fully charged! Oh my god!
In the second video, the presenter claims this card charges your phone in a few seconds. He then lays it on the screen of his iPhone, and it rapidly charges to 52%. Not 100% like in the TikTok. Must be a defective model. Some of you are probably already yelling at your screen about the technological problems with this, and don't worry, we'll talk about that stuff soon. But it's important to remember, people do get tricked by this stuff. It's our job to be patient and educate folks along the way. Hey, remember that microwave oven battery charging scam? Yeah, people fall for this crap. Now here's where the story gets a little bit confusing. When you Bing ChargeCard, you get... Sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face. Nobody uses Bing. When you Google ChargeCard, especially if you leave the space out of the middle, you get tons of results for this similar looking device which has the same name and appears to serve the same function. So let's divide and conquer. Pixel Peeper 3000?
How may I serve you today?
I need you to analyze this ChargeCard and report its origins. While you do that, I'll research the other ChargeCard and see what I can find.
Absolutely. Happy to help.
Thanks. You're in a good mood today.
I have a new appreciation for life after CrowdStrike almost murdered me.
Totally understandable. I hope she forgot I owe her $4,000.
You owe me $4,000.
It didn't take long for me to find the origins of ChargeCard because Facebook already read my mind and served an ad to me. Thanks? The funny thing is, I barely paid attention to the product because I was more intrigued by the account name. AquaVault. That name sounded really familiar, so I entered the depths of my memory palace, and wow, it's actually really empty in here. Anyway, I dug deep and recalled Season 6, Episode 22 of Shark Tank, where Rob, Jonathan, and Evan pitched a product named AquaVault, a portable safe which secures your valuables while you're at the pool or beach. They sought a $75,000 investment for a 12% stake in the business. Robert offered $75,000 for 25%. They said no. Then Damon offered $75,000 for 25%, and they said yes. I totally understand. I mean, Damon's got that... What do the kids call it? Riz? But no matter how hard you look, you will not see the ChargeCard. And as you can probably imagine, this safe cannot charge your phone. So what the heck? What's the connection between a beach safe and a phone charger? I thought I had the company name mixed up in my head, but no. Sure enough, when you go to the AquaVault website, the ChargeCard is front and center. Well, I found out what the connection was. And the connection lies within the pandemic. Despite AquaVault growing to a $26.5 million business, they faced challenges in early 2020 when COVID-19 spread throughout the world and travel ceased. The AquaVault company needed to pivot to a product that was pandemic-proof. And what do people have with them no matter what happens in the world? Their smartphones. They probably hold them right side up though. Jonathan et al. Realized this and created ChargeCard, and years later, in late 2024, they are still doing business today. Sounds like they made the right move. So, you know what I did next, right? I went ahead and bought one. I went to the website and deemed it safe. Nothing tripped my bullshit detector. Good job. Yes, other scams have used the Shark Tank name to try to legitimize their brand, but keep in mind that not all of these are real. In fact, ABC released a PSA about this a while ago. And if you ever want to check if a product was on Shark Tank, they have a list. And look, there's AquaVault. So in this case, it's safe to continue. There's a wired version and a wireless version, but we'll use the wired one, and boom, order in. Now we just have to wait for it to arrive. Sorry, force of habit. Sometimes when I order stuff, it ships with that really fast portal shipping technology, and holy sh... Okay, so this is it. Let's take a look. The card ships in a simple box with a window, and along with the card, you get a USB-A to micro USB power cable to charge the card, and you get 3 additional cables to charge your other devices: Lightning, micro USB, and USB-C. You can swap them out whenever you need to, and they plug in neatly along the side of the card. When you're ready to charge, just flip out the cable, plug it in, and press the power button. According to the specs, the ChargeCard outputs 1.5 amps at 5 volts for 7.5 watts of power, and the battery itself has a capacity of 2300 milliamp hours. In a real-world application, ChargeCard was able to charge my iPhone 7's 1960 milliamp hour battery from completely dead to 90% in 2 hours, and that's when the ChargeCard ran out of juice. And I think that's pretty good for a thin design which easily fits into a wallet. So the ChargeCard works as advertised, and it is not a scam. In fact, I think it's pretty cool, and this etched stainless steel here just looks and feels really premium. The only claim I have a problem with is ultra-fast charging technology, and I have 2 problems with this. One, they list the amperage. The charging speed is determined by watts, which is amps times volts, so you're only showing half of the equation here. And problem 2, the output is only 7.5 watts, which is not a lot of power for charging a smartphone in this day and age. Especially when other power banks like the Mophie Power Station Mini use USB-C PD to deliver 20 watts, but perhaps you could argue 7.5 is still good for something so small. I guess that's subjective, but I'd say it's still a bit on the slow side, but ultimately, you're paying for the small size. Also, just kind of a random thing, on their website, I don't know why they use a graphic of a sun with the abbreviation for ultraviolet light when they talk about charging. Like, this isn't solar powered or anything. I don't know, maybe they just ran out of clip art to use. Oh, you know, they probably typed in ultra and got ultraviolet. I have no freaking idea. So that still leaves us with the other ChargeCard, which seems way too good to be true. So something weird is definitely going on with that. The good news is Pixel Peeper is almost done analyzing. So in the meantime, I could talk about Lifen's electric toothbrushes. I'll talk about the Lifen Wave features in a moment, but first, let's just look at that design. If Apple made a toothbrush, it would definitely be this. I love how it's inspired by Apple's design, even down to the packaging. Heck, it even has motion-activated lights and soft pulsating rhythms. It's just a really attractive toothbrush. Just look at those details up close. I almost feel like a British man should start talking about them. We love you, Johnny. Wave's proprietary servo system helps clean deeply without hurting your gums, and it's driven by a 6.1 watt motor, compared to 2 watts in many other toothbrush motors.
And the brushes oscillate 60 degrees, much more than 13 to 18 degrees like you get on other brushes.
And the brush vibrates 66,000 times per minute, which is about double what you get on other brushes. It's also IPX7 water resistant, and if you really want to customize your experience, you can use the Lifen app to adjust the vibration strength and the oscillation range and speed. You can also adjust the brushing time between 1 and 5 minutes. And here's the icing on the cake. Magnetic charging. It really is like an Apple product. Now I know I've talked about Lifen before, but here's something new I haven't shown you yet. New colors! We have blue and pink in aluminum and plastic finishes. So go ahead and click the link in the description to get your own Lifen Wave, and when you do that, you're also supporting the Computer Clan, so thank you very much.
Good news, Ken. The results are in.
Wow, that took a long time for a 1.1 exaflop supercomputer, but okay.
Oh, I just padded out the analysis so I could bill you more.
Oh, that's actually quite smart. Wait, what?
I have sent the results to your printer and your bill to your mailbox. Have a good day.
I can't believe she actually has to print out the results. I mean, what century is this? And it's in Wingdings! Yay! Luckily, I can read Wingdings. The fake charge card is from a website named penguinmagic.com. Oh, so it's a prop for a magic trick. Now I get it. The content creators made it seem kind of deceiving, but I guess I could have deduced they were magicians if I would have just visited their profiles and saw the magic-related branding. Oh. Yeah. Context, am I right? A little bit of fact-checking goes a long way. The ChargeCard product page implies this is not a real charger, but a party trick. Even Nick in the demo video explicitly says it's an illusion.
The card itself is an illusion.
However, I take umbrage with this line. Top tech people around the world have been baffled. Really? If you were a top tech person, you would know this is physically impossible. And I'll explain why soon, using science. But you know what I gotta do first? I went ahead and bought one. Done! When it arrives, we'll take a look at the illusion and see how it actually works. But in the meantime, I'd like to talk about this rapid charging scenario because it's impossible, and I'd like to explain why it's impossible. And even if we could magically push all this power to the phone, it would be really bad for your battery. Here's the science. Phones have circuits which limit the wattage the USB port will accept. That's what these numbers represent on your power brick. But let's make pretend. Let's say you're using a magical power outlet which can supply as much power as you need in unlimited quantity. And we massively increase the wattage to your phone's battery by increasing the amperage, not the voltage in this scenario. Your USB cable would melt from the intense heat generated from the electrical current. And it may go without saying, but the cable would become quite the fire hazard, and it could harm you as well. If you want to see more cable overload goodness, check out this video from John Ward. I could watch this all day. Overloading wires will break your electronics and your appliances and possibly start fires. To keep people and equipment safe, different wires have different gauges and diameters. The lower the gauge, the larger the diameter, and the more amp capacity, or ampacity, a wire can sustain. So that's what would hypothetically happen to the charging cable. But what about the battery in your phone? If you charged a full smartphone battery in 10 seconds, you'd likely create some sort of explosion and/or start a fire. Batteries have resistance. No electrical system is 100% efficient, so energy will always be lost during the charging process, and that leftover energy that's not being used to actually charge your phone becomes heat. And if you force that much power into a battery really quickly, the battery would become really, really hot. In this case, thermal runaway may occur, which is a chain reaction inside the battery where the heat causes a chemical reaction, and that reaction produces even more heat, and the cycle keeps going. The battery would be destroyed, completely useless, and in this exaggerated hypothetical scenario, it would also be a very hazardous battery. Don't try this at home. Try it at your friend's house. So far, we discussed these hypotheticals with wired charging, which is conductive. But the ChargeCard implies wireless charging, which is inductive, meaning conductors don't physically touch each other during the charging process. That's how wireless chargers work, like Apple's MagSafe for iPhone. They use inductive charging and they don't physically plug into a device. To achieve wireless charging, electric current is passed through a copper coil. When electric current is passed through a conductor, in this case the copper wire, a magnetic field is generated around the conductor. And when wound into a coil, the field is concentrated and stronger. The copper coil we discussed resides in the charging pad, or transmitter. And a second copper coil, the receiver, is built inside your smartphone. When the transmitter is powered and the receiver coil is in close proximity to the transmitter coil, an electric charge is induced into it, meaning an electric state is produced by proximity, not by physical contact. And to maintain the charge, we need lots of transistors, which are inside various components, like an inverter with a high-frequency oscillator. These components change the current's polarity back and forth rapidly, creating alternating current. Wireless chargers use alternating current instead of direct current because DC doesn't cause much inductive action. And I can hear some of you saying, gee, Ken, that sounds way more inefficient than just having the conductors touch directly. Yeah, you're right. Wireless charging is not as efficient as wired charging, but as humans, sometimes we'd like to trade off electric efficiency for convenience. Since more total electrical power is required to create useful power output for wireless charging compared to wired charging, more heat will be generated and efficiency will dip. That's why you might experience a warmer phone if you're charging on a wireless pad at 15 watts compared to 15 watts on a wired charge. Now, this charge card appears to charge the phone through the screen, not on the back panel where the receiving coil is inside smartphones. Could this work in theory? Sure, but with something this thin and small, not a chance. This card has no room to store battery cells, proper thermals, integrated circuits, or even the transmitter coil. It's thinner than the coil itself. This cannot be done. And even if this card could charge the phone through the screen, the extra distance would drop the efficiency significantly. The card would need to draw more power to charge the phone at the same wattage, and the heat would increase. This whole scenario is extremely improbable. But that's okay, because it's magic. If you'd like to learn more about electrical principles and see me debunk other ridiculous claims, check out these other episodes. I'm sure you'll love them. And looky here, the charge card arrived. Let's test it out. Inside the baggie is the charge card itself and a second card with a secret URL and code. This URL brings you to a website which gives you instructions on how to perform the magic trick, and it gives you downloadable visual assets you can use on your iPhone. The code unlocks the video and we see Nick again, and he demonstrates how to set up the trick. Okay, I will take a look at it right now. Okay, I think I get the gist. What you need to do is add the images to a photo album, and when you perform your trick, secretly play the slideshow and then lay the phone down with the card for your spectator. They will see the charge card's progress bar animate through the transparent window, but truthfully, it's just pixels on your phone screen shining through. There's two image sets. One is more generic with the simple battery progress bar on black, and the second one combines the progress bar with the iOS control center and seemingly real battery status icon. Now that you have the images and the slideshow, all you have to do is practice a little bit and master the timing. To make the illusion run smoother, I made a shortcut with the iOS Shortcuts app to automatically open the photo album, and I linked the shortcut to the back tap feature in the accessibility settings. So now, no matter where I am in iOS, I can misdirect the spectator with the pretty card while I discreetly double tap the back of my iPhone and the album opens for me. Or, you know, if you're on a newer iPhone, you can use the action button to run the shortcut, but I'm not that hip. Then I just play the slideshow and place the charge card on the screen. Ta-da! To tech-savvy folks, this trick will probably not fool you. But keep in mind, most of the world is not very deep in the tech-savvy rabbit hole, so this could be a fun party trick that actually fools them. Just remember to do it for fun and not to try to sell a fake card. Also, this part surprised me. Another tidbit I learned from the tutorial video is this magic trick was created by Michael Weber, who created effects for films like Forrest Gump, Mission Impossible, and The Illusionist. I thought it was just made by some random dude on the internet, but no, it's actually made by an industry expert with lots of experience, and as a video guy myself, I respect that. In the end, none of the products are scams, but without the proper context, they can look a little suspicious, especially if you confuse this one with this one or vice versa.
Need help. Need DoorDash. DoorDash is good. Yeah. No. Gotta charge up. Gotta charge up. There you go. Wait. No.
By the way, if you want to fill up my box with other suggestions for potential Scambuster investigations, drop me a line on the Computer Clan website, and subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes coming soon. Until then, catch the crazy and pass it on.
It's over, Ken. You can get up now.
Go away, I'm dead.